Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Stories, the True and the Fictional. I am one of your hosts, Jay O'Brien. Sadly, Ryan is not with us today, but I'm sure he will rock up on the next episode. So it's just going to be me and our guest. But before I bring in our guests, we got to do the sponsor run. Rebecca Castles, Martin Kearns, please check out their stuff. They're great authors, great friends of the show, and they've been with us quite a long time. All their links are down below, and because Ryan's not here, we do have merch. He has a shirt called Living the Dream. He's wearing it now, apparently. And check that out. Links below. But now, without further ado, let's crack right in. Jay-Z Pitts, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. We've crossed paths on X many times.
Yes.
That's where we met each other. But now we're here to, sell your wares to an extent. But for those who don't know, who is Jay-Z Pitts?
Who is Jay-Z Pitts? That is a good question. I am a father. I am a husband, a son, and I'm a guy who writes books. So far I only have two out, but more to come on that end.
Excellent. Yes, we're going to talk all about the book stuff, but first we like to get to know the people, because we find that if you get to know an author, then you want to buy their books. It's you feel like you know them. Now you really
Yeah,
want to know
yeah.
them and get inside their heads, unless you're like Janelle Shiki, where she's just bubbly and warm, and then you open a book and go, "What the f is this?"
Yes, the exterior hides the
Yeah,
danger within.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. But look, we've got icebreaker questions just to mix things up. We are headed into, well, probably when this is out, we're well into the Christmas season, so we're getting a little Christmassy and nostalgia-y this month, this year. It's the first time we've started doing it, so we're going to hit you with some Christmas-themed icebreaker questions.
All right.
So when you're ready, when okay, you're sitting on Santa's lap for whatever reason, and he asks you what you want for Christmas, you know? So what
Yeah.
what what are you getting for Christmas from Santa?
Well, let's see. What would I want from Santa for? Well, I would probably want a good, stable income. I know you can't really wrap that and package that and send it down the chimney or whatever,
Yeah.
but man, if I could make like a comfortable living for me and my family, and that would just afford me the time to write the books that that it would give me that time, I would love that. So yeah, if Santa can work his magic there, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, if you've been a good boy, you know. So
Hopefully, I'm on the good list. We'll
yeah.
see.
I just hope it doesn't translate into writing stories. Like, so if you're held responsible for the people you murder in your books or something.
Oh
Like
gosh,
that would
a lot of
that
authors would be in trouble there.
that would be the worst feeling ever. You'd be like, oh my gosh. It's just like I haven't murdered anyone. Really? And he pulls out your books on page 43.
It's there's a difference between imaginary murders and the
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah.
So,
Just saying. All right, cool. Second question, you're in charge of Christmas dinner. What are you putting on the menu?
ooh, probably something non-traditional like brisket or something.
Ooh.
I love a good brisket, yeah, and very rarely get it. So, yeah, probably something along those lines.
Excellent. Excellent. The last two people we've had on have been British, and they just described the standard British Christmas lunch, the turkey, the potatoes. They both said potatoes.
I mean,
Um,
potatoes is good and all,
yeah.
but yeah, I like going for things that I might not normally be able
Yeah. Oh,
to
100%.
get. So, yeah.
Yep. Excellent. All right, for the next one, I'm going to bring up the Mount Rushmore, because we want your Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies. I've dressed
Hey.
up your American presidents. I don't know if this is offensive or not, but I'm Australian, so I don't really care.
No, they look very festive. I like it.
Yes. Okay. So hit us with your four favorite Christmas movies.
Four favorite Christmas movies. Okay, let's see. Arthur Christmas. That's a pretty
Mm,
good one. I enjoy that. Um, on the total opposite end of the spectrum, there's Violent Night. That's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see, what would be number three? Elf. I like Elf.
Yep.
Elf is definitely a modern classic. And I don't know, maybe throw one in there to kind of be a little controversial. Maybe Die Hard.
We've actually had that every single time.
Oh darn! And here I was thinking I was being original.
No, but well, the last one on Hugh, he did Die Hard 2 because he just wanted to mix it up a bit. You know,
Oh yeah, Die Hard 2. Die Hard 2 is a solid one.
yeah, it's good. Have you seen Fat Man with Mel Gibson?
I did. I did. I didn't enjoy it as much as Violent Night,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that was an interesting version. I didn't know where that movie was going, and it
Yeah.
was kept me guessing the whole time. So
I just liked how straight it was played.
yeah.
It's just like, nope, we're hiring out these elves to the US military. It's just like it's just like, oh yeah, I just like the concept. So yeah, definitely a surprise for me.
But I liked seeing Mel Gibson in a lead role. You don't see Mel Gibson in as many movies anymore, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
The guy's had his controversies and whatnot, but
Yeah.
he's extremely talented. So
Yeah. Oh, he's a brilliant director.
yeah,
he filmed Hacksaw Ridge 20 minutes from my house. So
no kidding.
yeah. It was very funny because it was my old church that I used to go to, and our minister got an email saying, film crew wants to come and look at your church to see if we're going to film here. And he in his head he's just like, it's uni students that want to come and do a short film. He walks into the church and there's Mel Gibson sitting in the front row, and he's just like, "You're Mel Gibson." You know? He's like,
Oh, that's
you know,
awesome.
yeah. So that
That's
that's the
awesome.
the church scene in Hacksaw Ridge is my old church. Um,
Oh, that is so cool.
yeah, we
Wow.
we got to watch him film. They turned. I felt sorry for them because it was the middle of summer at its highest point, and they're trying to make it look like autumn. They're bringing in autumn leaves and scattering autumn leaves around. These poor guys are in
Oh
the
man,
thick military uniforms, and it is just cooking.
brutal. Yeah.
It was absolutely
Movie
fun.
magic though. That's awesome.
Yeah, cool, cool. All right, now we're gonna get a little sentimental. So the ghost of Christmas past pays you a visit, and he offers to take you back to relive one of your favorite moments from your past. So where and when are you going?
A favorite moment. Hmm. What would it be?
Or something you just want to relive again.
Well, I was thinking if I was going to go back to the past, um, I would want to leave myself a message. This isn't that wouldn't mess with any kind of time paradox thing, would
No,
it? Maybe I could leave myself a message back there.
depends. Like we do when we do the normal non-Christmassy episodes, we do Bill and Ted rock up and take you back, to where you want to go. So it's kind of the
Yeah.
similar thing. But if you're talking Bill and Ted, there is no ramifications for anything, like at all, at all. You know, if you're
Yeah,
talking if you're
yeah.
talking Back to the Future, then yeah, there is kind of thing. If you're talking what Avengers, that it's like you start spewing off different multiverses.
Oh
So
gosh, yeah.
it
That gets
depends how you want to
complicated
take it.
fast.
I think
Yeah.
I think a
No.
message would be okay if you want to go slip yourself a note.
Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't even be like, the obvious winning lottery numbers or
Yeah.
anything. It'd be like, stop wasting so much time and get serious.
Mm,
Uh people say, "Oh, you're young, you got so much
yeah.
time, you got so much time," but you don't know. You
Yeah.
don't know.
You don't know.
There's a lot of assumptions in that statement.
Yeah.
So, and you only get to live one life, so don't waste it.
Yeah. So that's a sentimental message, so I'll allow it.
All right.
We had someone say he'd go back and give him his manuscript, like the book that he wrote. So he goes back 7 years and so he's already ahead. He's 7 years ahead. You know?
He's already written it. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you're at the start, you know. So,
That's that's perfect. Yeah, yeah,
it,
that
it
would
is.
probably be a good idea.
Yeah. No, I just yeah. I'd go back and tell myself to, slow down because I'm up to book number six now, and I'm just going like I kind of rushed the first two,
Hmm.
and so I didn't, I skipped some steps, or I just kind of went eh, and
Yeah,
I've since then like updated and republished and stuff like that. So I'm going like, well, it's better now, but back then I should have just not rushed,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, we live in such a go rush culture.
Yeah,
It's hard not to get caught in that, even when writing a book, which is a slower,
yeah,
more tedious, more
yeah.
detail oriented process.
Unless you're E.L. Montague, because he just
Yeah,
pumps them out. He pumps them
I mean,
out, eh?
some of these guys, man, they can pump out a book every month or two.
Yeah,
And before the days of AI, before
yeah,
all that, they could sit down and bang out a book in a month or two and go on to the next one. And I have no clue
yeah,
how they could do that. I just, I wrote a novella and it took me 9, 10 months to write it out, get it all
yeah,
done, and all that sort of thing. So
yeah.
that's definitely speed writing is definitely not in my skill set.
Yeah, I do feel the pressure a lot of the time because I have so many ideas. Like, and it's just
Mm.
I want to get to the next one. Even now, I'm probably a quarter of the way through my current book, and I already have the idea for like another three or four books. And I'm going like, and I'm half thinking about those other books. I'm going like, don't get distracted. Finish this one. You know, just
Yeah, it's a reality for most of us. I think that we have more ideas than time.
yeah. I mean, we had someone on a few years ago who was in prison. Didn't ask what for, but he was in prison for like 5 years, and he wrote 50 books.
Good
Because
grief.
50, I don't know how long they were. They weren't all like massive times. They could have been novellas or something.
Yeah.
But 50 and
Well,
handwritten.
yeah.
So
I
when he
mean,
got
that's a
out,
good
when
use
he
of
yeah, so when he got out of
it's a
prison,
good use of time.
yeah, when he got out of prison, then he started publishing them all and translating them onto. I'm just like, geez, and it was like no real internet. So he went to the library, the
Yeah.
prison
Did
library
it the
and
old-fashioned
research.
way.
Yeah, I'm going like, dude, you're a machine.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, good for him, but
Yeah,
wow. That's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. No grok back then.
No grok, no nothing, just that pencil and paper
Yep.
and dealing with those hand cramps.
Yep. My handwriting's atrocious, so I couldn't do it. You know.
Same. The legibility of my handwriting suggests that I probably should have been a doctor.
Yeah. Oh, that's gold. Yep. Yep. All right, cool. You passed the icebreakers. That was quick. That was quick. So tell us your author origin story. How'd you get into it? What gave you the writing bug?
The Jay-Z Pitts lore.
Yes.
Well, it all started probably when I was about 12, 13 years old. Was had just gotten into reading in a big way, was reading a ton of books and was loving it. And can't fully explain the motivation behind it, but one day I just sat down with a notebook and just started writing. Um, and it was mostly like self-insert stories where, a character very much like me would be the hero of the story and he'd be you know, solving these kind of like the Hardy Boys, solving these little mysteries, having these adventures, stuff like that. Very much influenced by what I was reading at the time, boys' adventure books, and so that started it. And then I kind of got interested in filmmaking and tried to pursue that for a little bit. But long story short, it didn't really
Mm,
work out. Um, and so a few years back, I kind of had to have a serious reevaluation. Like, okay, I've I've tried to quit just stepping back and just trying to quit being messing around with creative stuff, right? But I always seem to come back to it. Like I just can't
mm,
let it go. So what does that mean? What does that speak to? And I'm still not 100% sure, but I decided, okay, I've got to get these stories down. I got to get express my creativity.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, how about trying to write again and maybe write some books, you know? So back in 2019, something like that, wrote my first novel, which I promptly locked away and was like, okay, this is never going to see the light of day. I rewrote it once, trying to clean it up, trying to make it worth reading, and discovered that it would take a lot more rewrites to get it right because I was teaching myself how to tell a story and how to tell it in prose form, which to a certain extent I'm still doing, but just a little further along that journey. Um, and but it gave me the confidence that I needed to be like, hey, I just wrote, you know, over 120,000 words in this sci-fi book. That's awesome. I could do this. Let's see if I could do this again. And so, about the time 2020 broke out with all its pandemonium,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I sat down and just kind of started pantsing, which I don't normally do. It was kind of an experiment. I wanted to experiment with pantsing. I wanted to experiment with writing a primarily the main character being a woman, a young girl, 16 years old, and write this YA sci-fi novel. And it started as an exercise, like I said, an experiment. But halfway through, I was like, this this may be publishable here. This may actually be something people would want to read. And so then I really buckled down and started writing it, finishing it, and it took the whole process took about 2.5, 3 years, something like that. And thus, Virtual Rebel was born.
Mm. Excellent. So I was into filmmaking too for a little bit. I actually I got a screenplay all the way to Ridley Scott. So I
Really?
guarantee you he didn't read it. He probably just looked at it and went, tossed it. He maybe even put it in the bin. I guarantee you. Yeah, when I moved back home to my hometown, there was a guy on my street who knew Ridley Scott from 20 years ago. Still had his contact details and everything. Um,
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
that was interesting time because yeah, I had a friend who yeah, just I was mowing on his lawn and he goes and then he had all these ties to Hollywood. I'm just kind of like, and he's just like, oh, have you thought about screenwriting? And I went, I have now. you know,
Yeah.
you know. And the first one I wrote didn't get to Ridley Scott. It was another one. And I was like my third or fourth one. But if suddenly there's a movie that comes out with my name on it, I'll be like, hey, but yeah.
That or a movie that comes out very similar to your story, and you're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, yeah. No, it was just crazy. Um, um, yeah. So that was my first book was the Emu War, Letters from the Emu War, and that was going to be a movie first, and it got to pre-production, and then everything just imploded, should I say?
Hmm.
And nothing ever came of it, and that's why I chose to do a book about it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I was able to make a couple of short films during my time pursuing filmmaking, and I wrote the screenplays for those. Very, very basic guerrilla style, shoot, all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And I do have an idea for a screenplay that I'd like to sit down and write out. I'm still very much interested in filmmaking. I
yeah.
just no longer, pursuing it as like a career or whatever. So I'd like to maybe one day get the time and write it out. I think it would make for an interesting movie, but we'll see.
Yeah, yes, film industry is brutal. I can just say that it's brutal. It's worse.
Especially right
It's
now.
Yeah, it's worse than being an indie author. Indie author's
Yeah,
great.
and that's
You
saying
know,
something.
yeah. Well, it's cheaper.
That's saying something.
Being an indie author is cheaper than I got a friend who's I think he's making his fifth film at the moment. He's brilliant, but it's been brutal for him. He's made so many sacrifices and like
Yeah.
the Australian film industry just don't support him at all. He gets all these awards from overseas, but
Mm.
They just won't support him. They won't recognize how brilliant he actually is. Uh,
Mm,
I'm just like,
that's frustrating.
yeah, I feel so bad for him. I feel like, man, if I if I suddenly became a millionaire, I'd be like, I'd throw
Mm.
money at him,
Yeah, for real.
and then I'd probably
Yeah.
throw my book and money, make this. You know?
Put this in your production pipeline, please.
Yeah, yeah, because I know, because I've always said if any book of mine gets turned into a movie or a TV show, I'm like, I've already got the director. That's part of the deal. He's practical effects. Like he made a shark
Nice.
movie, um, and set in the 1940s, and they've got old school diving equipment. The screw
Yeah.
on bolts and stuff. And none of it is filmed underwater. But there's all these underwater scenes. You're just going like, how did you do that? Like
Yeah.
you don't.
Oh, that's wild.
They tried to walk him into the river because it's like a bull shark in a river, and they kept getting bogged, before they even got to the water,
Yeah.
because the suits are so heavy. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. So are you going to go back to filmmaking? Like, is that something intentionally, or just you just thinking about going back to it? Like, are you going to work towards it, or are you
Uh,
just umming and ahhing?
I don't know. I mean, probably not as like any kind of full-time career
Yeah,
pursuit, but I mean, I live near Atlanta and have a few connections to the Atlanta film industry.
mm,
Nothing high up and
yeah,
nothing big, but it's a little in. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I like the idea. It's interesting. Some of these ideas that come to me, I kind of think through them. I kind of see them certain scenes play out
mm,
in my head, and I'm like, okay, I think this would work better as a movie
yeah,
as opposed to a book. Just you know, for whatever reason, the story is coming to me more as a movie than a book,
yeah,
and I have a couple of those, and I'd love to have the time to sit down and write them one day, but that would take away from
yeah,
writing my books right now, and I'm
yeah,
trying to get somewhat established there.
yeah,
So uh, it's a time thing. It's like
yeah,
when, where am I going to have the time? If
yeah,
am I going to have the time? So I'd like to.
yeah.
We'll see.
Or would you turn any of those movie ideas into books? Like, is that a way to do it, or are you reserving them for just movies?
I probably could with like one or two of them. There's one in particular um, in my head right now that's like I think would be fairly easy to make as a
Mm.
movie. It would be a kind of a found footage type horror satire,
Ooh,
kind of dealing with influencer culture and the videos that we post on
yeah,
the internet and stuff like that. Um, I think that would just be perfect for a movie. I don't really
yeah.
see it translating very well to a
No,
book.
I've never heard of a found footage book. You know,
Yeah.
isn't
Well,
that
I
isn't
mean,
that called a journal? You know.
yeah, a journal or a it could be I could convert it into a kind of a true crime, a fake
Hmm.
true crime type thing. I think
Yeah,
that would be the best way to translate it into a book form. But
yeah,
I think it would be more interesting as a movie. And it would just be kind of fun to play with
yeah,
influencer culture and
yeah,
TikTok and the internet and all that kind of thing in a
yeah,
kind of satirical horror movie.
yeah,
And it would be super easy to shoot
yeah.
because you're
Found
just using
footage.
cell phones. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, I'm a sucker for a good found footage. Like, I know there's a lot of bad ones, but there's a lot of good ones. Like, I absolutely love Cloverfield.
mm,
I've always loved Cloverfield, and
Cloverfield's great.
I love how they're open ended a lot of the time, and it's just like because this is found footage. It's like that they're not going to explain everything, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, and again, just thinking to the costs, like you don't even have to have a score because
Yeah,
again, found footage.
yeah,
So the thing is, like you said, found footage is hard to pull off well. There's a
yeah,
lot of bad ones out there,
yeah,
and I honestly can't think of the last good one that came out.
yeah,
Um, so it's not there's not a whole lot of interest around doing another one right now that I
yeah,
know of. Um, but again, just because of the subject matter of the story, I think it would just naturally be good as a found footage movie. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna do a found footage one probably 15 years ago, just for poops and giggles,
Mhm.
and it was gonna be about like a mutated killer sloth, and it was gonna be
That's
called
awesome.
You Will See It Coming. Like it was gonna be called Sloth, You Will See It Coming, and I just this one scene I had in my head for the whole thing, and it was just piss funny. It's like when people they drop the camera and they get dragged away. Just imagine this
Uh,
slow drag. It's just like no, no. I'm just like I can't unsee that. I'm like it'd be so funny.
that would be hilarious.
Just because it's satire. I love comedy, but again, I'd play that straight. I'd play that so straight, but it's just I've got to do it. And because my nephew he's big into filmmaking now. He wants to make his own like films and stuff like that, and it's a lot of hard
Yeah,
work. They helped
yeah.
me. Because I almost did a short film for my book Ancora. I did a book trailer, but I couldn't finish I couldn't finish it because my niece and nephew are so hard to pin down. We're going like, just give me a couple of
Mhm.
days. Can we just film this thing?
Yeah,
Like, oh no, teenagers. Um, but
yeah,
now
yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
going to try and convince my nephew to do my sloth movie because that'd be so funny.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
That just, yeah, copyright, guys, don't steal it from me.
My idea.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's how copyright works in Australia. You write it down. If you've got evidence that it's yours and you wrote it down, you don't have to go to some agency and go copyright. It's just like it's copyright.
Similar to America, the only reason that we would register with the Copyright Office is it adds an extra layer of
Yeah,
legal protection.
yeah. Well, the guy that helped me try and get into filmmaking and all that, he did a thing where you'd write the screenplay, you'd print it out, you'd date it, and then you'd mail it to yourself and don't open it because then it's got the
Yeah,
date
that's
that it was
a
mailed.
from my understanding, that's a pretty old-fashioned technique
Yeah,
to kind of establish a paper trail and all that.
yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yep,
I think it's still got some screenplay sitting there, but I turned it into a book instead. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've just been turning all my screenplays into books, and so far they've worked, except for the sloth.
that's awesome.
I don't know how this. Oh, don't give me more ideas. I hate this. I have so many ideas already. No, I'm gonna shove that one to the side.
I know one guy that wrote a whole series. I don't know how many books he's at now, and I want to say I read the first two. I read the first one for sure, but I can't remember if I read the second one all the way through.
Mm.
Where he has all these different characters dealing with a zombie outbreak, but it's not a typical zombie outbreak. It's zombie turkeys.
That's you too.
And the situation is funny, but from what I remember, because this was several years ago, he plays it pretty straight. And
Mm.
so you're dealing with and turkeys can do some damage.
Yeah,
So you're dealing with all these zombie turkeys that you have to figure out how to deal with, and you have to also be smart enough and quick enough to get away from them because
yeah,
they get in a group and they
yeah.
can do some damage.
That's amazing. I know there was a film that came out early this year, maybe even late last year, called Rippy, and it's about a zombie kangaroo.
Oh man,
Yeah.
kangaroos are scary, man. I don't,
Mm.
obviously don't live in Australia, but I've seen videos. Kangaroos
Yeah,
are like
yeah,
oversized jack mice or
yeah,
something. They always look like they're
yeah.
trying to square up with you.
Well, there's actually three types. We've got a wallaby, which is half the size of a kangaroo. And
Okay,
that they won't do anything. You've got the
okay,
grey kangaroos, which you'll find at zoos, and you can go and pet. You can pretty much pet them. They're placid or whatever. Although one of my funniest videos is one of them kicking a guy into a lake. The guy's just standing by a lake, and it just lines up behind him, and just goes, oh, and the guy goes, hilarious. But then you've got the reds they're the ones that will kill you. They're just huge. They're the Hulk ones that you see. I,
yeah,
I don't get them near me
okay.
at all. I'm on
Well,
like
that's
the
good.
East Coast. They're like up north and inland and where the desert
Yeah,
is, and they will kill you. Like
yeah. Like again, the videos I've seen are pretty terrifying. So
yeah,
I mean, most videos of Australia I see are pretty
yeah,
terrifying. So
yeah, yeah. Well, there's a great meme that I posted probably a week ago or two ago. And it's just like it's this cute little Australian animal, like a possum looking thing. It's like the size of your thumb, and
Yeah.
it's going like everything, you know, not everything in Australia will kill you. Don't get me wrong. This one wants to, it just can't. You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah. No. Look, I'm alive. I've survived 41 and a half years. So, and I
You're
live
a
where all the,
survivor.
well, one of our most deadliest spiders is called a funnel web. And apparently
Hmm. Okay.
when I was a baby, one crawled under my cot, you know? Like, so
Oh.
I've had dangerous stuff near me my whole life.
Whew. Yeah, I don't think I could survive Australia, man.
Yeah, well, I'm
Don't
pretty
think I
sure
could do it.
it's only the tourists that die, apparently. You
That makes
know?
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Just yeah, no. I love it here. I live in a national park, so there's a lot of cool animals and giant
Oh man,
lizards.
yeah.
Like, yeah, we've got a lace monitor that's like 2 meters long or something.
Oh, that's
It's just
awesome.
it's just yeah. They'll run away from you. They won't attack you though. But they do some damage
Yeah.
if you corner it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Most any animal will put up a fight once you corner it.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, let's actually start talking about books and stuff.
Okay.
Why don't we plug your latest book, The Christmas Demon?
Yeah.
I'll bring up the cover. The shame Ryan's not here because Ryan loves horror and demons and this. I've got to say, this cover's amazing, man.
Well, thank you.
It's
Yeah,
that
I'm
it's
pretty.
that Christmas feel, and then like, didn't you do like an AI video where you bring it to life, and then
Yeah, I did a
yeah,
couple of different AI videos with
yeah,
the Christmas demon.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that was fun.
that was freaky. Yeah,
That was pretty fun. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun kind of coming up with the concept for it. And it's interesting how it kind of evolved into this too. It was a combination of creativity and budget limitations at the same time. Because I try to keep my costs as contained as I can.
yep,
So I found this company that getcovers.com, very
yep,
affordable, and you get unlimited revisions with them, all that good stuff. But they are a Ukrainian company, so the back and forth can take a while. It can take a few
yeah,
days before
yeah.
getting in touch, all that good stuff. Um, and it took a while. It took a lot of back and forth to get it to this point. Um, and some of the stuff that they sent me earlier kind of influenced what it turned into because
Oh wow,
before the demon looked very different. And I don't think the house was there. I'm pointing at it like
yeah.
anybody could see it. You could see me point. Yeah, I don't think the houses. I don't think the houses were like that, and I can't remember if the what the family was like. So I was like, okay, no,
Hmm.
we need to. It needs to evoke that kind of Christmas feel, like you're saying. There needs to be snow.
Yep.
There needs to be like the hint of a mountain range behind the demon and all that sort of thing. And the design of the demon was difficult because they mostly use pre-existing
Yeah, like
photos and
yeah,
images and stuff like that. And so the 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 range of images for the demon were very limited,
yeah.
especially with what I had in mind. And so we finally settled on one, but it was hard to finally settle on it because it's not 100% how it looks in the book, but it's close enough and it gives enough of the demon vibes that I was looking for to be like,
Hmm.
okay, it gives the audience an idea. You pick up the book, you look at it, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I know what I'm in for, you know.
Yeah.
And then when they added the houses, the buildings right there,
Hmm.
it kind of had this like I believe you mentioned like an oil painting aesthetic or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
And I picked up on that and I was like, oh, that adds even more of a Christmas feel
Yeah.
to the whole thing. So yeah, we're gonna make the whole thing look like that now.
Yeah.
Because that was just an that was just an element or an asset that looked like that. And I was like, no, everything's gonna look like that now. This is gonna help sell the whole Christmas vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting kind of working with the designer and kind of uh working our way toward this design.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic because guys, if you don't know, we've got a series called Wort. Would I read this? Which I do with a with the husband of one of our sponsors. um, yeah, Neil Castles. And yeah, it's a great series. We just do what we shouldn't do, but what everybody does: judge books by their covers. And we did a good one on this. I think it was the last one that came out. Um, and yeah, it just screams Christmas. Like take away the words "the Christmas demon." It's Christmas, like, and
Mm.
it's cool. So, how different is the demon in the book itself from the one that's on the cover?
Well, the one on the cover looks a bit more like wild and beastly,
Yeah.
and in the book, he's a bit more mythical, a bit more
Okay.
yeah, yeah. He's a demon from real folklore,
Oh, cool.
but I kind of take him and reimagine him a little bit to I guess my version of that. So in the book he can telepathically communicate, and he wears this shroud. His horns look a little different in the book.
Yep.
Um, so, but I mean, you still get the vibes that I'm going for of the cover, and it just shows what creativity and budget limitations you could do, and
Yeah,
just because you have budget limitations doesn't mean you can't create an awesome cover. So
that's 100%. I did the cover for my latest book, I Destin. I did that all myself. And I've had a few people read it just because of the cover. I'm going like, I thought it was an okay cover, but apparently everyone likes it. It's like, um,
I was so nervous about the cover for the Christmas Demon. I
mm,
showed it to a few closer friends on X, and I was like, "What do you guys think? What do you guys think?" And one guy actually helped a whole lot. He was like, "Okay, he's designed covers too," and he's like, "So what I would do is I would do this with the colors, and kind of
yeah,
do this, do that. So suggest that to your designer." So that was a great help. And but yeah, I got great feedback on the cover. So
yeah,
again, it's just amazing what can happen with some creativity and some limitations.
yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like I like to say it's like Michael Bay. He was really good before he had a budget, because you're confined to limitations, and then he's just like, I just want to blow everything up now. You're giving me more this money, I just want to blow everything up. It's just
Everything explodes
yeah.
now, including grass.
Yeah. Have you seen someone made a video it's probably 20 years ago or 15 years ago, and it was like the Titanic, but if it was directed by Michael Bay or something, and people are
No, I
falling
didn't see that.
falling into the water and blowing up.
That's awesome.
It's so funny. So funny. Yeah, but you mentioned folklore with the demon. So how much research did you go? Did you do a deep dive, or did you just dig until you found something you resonated with?
I'll tell you, it was quite extensive research. I went all the way to the second page in the Google research. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
deep dive when you do that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like super extensive or anything
Yeah.
like that. It was just kind of like reading what was readily available, and kind of forming my ideas about the version I wanted to
Mm.
do. Um, because I'll just say it in case anybody didn't. It's not exactly a spoiler, but I don't necessarily advertise at the same time that the demon here in the book is Krampus, and
Mm.
it just you know for people who know, they're like, oh, the Christmas demon, yeah, that'd be Krampus. But some
Yeah.
people still don't know who Krampus is, so
Yeah.
it's not something that I just kind of. But anyway, yeah, Krampus lore is pretty interesting. The A lot of people agree that it kind of dates back to like pre-Christian traditions and stories,
Hmm.
and so nobody knows exactly where the figure came from or who created him or invented him or whatever. So I felt like that kind of gave me some wiggle room with
Yeah.
my interpretation of
Mm.
Krampus. I tried to keep some traditional elements, but at the same time, I wanted to have a little fun and kind of do kind of my own interpretation.
Yeah. That's great because there's so many Krampus stuff, so creating your own style to it's really cool. wouldn't want to visit from Krampus though.
No, no, especially not my Krampus. There's
No.
apparently different regions, especially different regions tend to have different interpretations of
Yeah.
Krampus. Some
Yeah.
regions he's a bit more of a like a low-key character, more
Yeah.
mischievous, more trickster, stuff like that. Whereas other regions he's a bit more dark, bit more demonic, bit more scary, and
Yeah.
that's the direction I kind of went with.
Cool. Cool. So, what's the story itself? Like, what's synopsis as much as you want to share without spoilers? Like, what's it about? And don't say a
Right.
Christmas
So
and
the
don't say
tip
a Christmas demon.
it's about a Christmas demon. Come on, it's right there
Yeah,
in the title.
yeah.
Um, so the elevator pitch is a family on a trip in the Bavarian Alps meets with an accident and is taken to this remote village. And in the process, they meet a demon of ancient folklore. And if they are going to survive, they must not only face the darkness outside, but also the darkness within.
Yes. Cool, cool. Is there a specific reason of why you set it where it's set?
That's kind of where the Krampus folklore
Hmm.
originated. And it's
Okay.
still kind of there's still a heavy Krampus influence there. They have some of the stuff that I included in the book, like I'm gonna butcher this, but like the Krampusnacht
Mm.
celebrations or parades or whatever.
Yeah.
And I apologize, that was brutal attempt at saying the word, but these kind of Krampus parties, celebrations, whatnot that happen um, today, actually, tonight. Um, Krampus night is the night that Krampus is supposed to come out and he's supposed to do his mischief.
Mm.
Um, so that's why I said it over there. I just wanted it
Yeah.
to have that kind of, you know, authentic to the
Yeah.
setting.
Yeah. That's cool. I often wonder though if a certain night is the night that Krampus is supposed to come out, like doesn't that kind of like put everyone on edge? Like wouldn't it be a bit better to randomize the nights? So you don't know.
Well, that's something that I kind of address in the book.
Oh, look
Don't really
at
want to, yeah, go
that.
into too much detail there, but that is something I addressed in the book, and so there's at least some sort of explanation there that hopefully will satisfy.
Geez, I'm asking all the right questions today, aren't I?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, definitely on my TBR. Is it heaps scary though? Is it like what's the level of is it like jump scary? Is it like
No, not
violent?
really jump scary. It's there's a little violence, not a ton, but there is some. It's more suspenseful.
All right.
Um, the scares come a bit more deal with a bit more psychological stuff, a bit more suspenseful because of the situation that the characters are facing or dealing with.
Yeah.
I don't really consider myself to be a horror writer.
Mm.
This was again just something that I wanted to kind of play with and kind of have fun with. Been wanting to write a Krampus story for a while, and I'd been dealing with some uh, a dark, depressing mindset for a while. So I just kind of came up with these characters first because writing helps me process like emotion and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I just started creating the characters first, and then I realized that for some reason I can't remember the connection now, but I was like, oh hey, these characters could deal with Krampus. I've been wanting to tell a Krampus story for a while. These
Mm.
characters could deal with Krampus, and so that's how that's kind of how the birth of the conception of the Christmas demon came about. So I wouldn't say it's not as scary as one of Janelle's books. We'll just
No.
put it that way. She's
Yeah.
one of the queens of horror, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna I'm not on that level for sure. But I think readers will find some delightful darkness and suspense in there that'll keep them on edge.
Awesome. Do you think you'll do any other Christmas themed books in the future? Or maybe even holiday mythical beings.
I don't know. The mythological beings is something that I find fascinating,
Mm.
and there's a character that I come up with that's not really tied to any real folklore or mythology like that. I mean, little bit there's a little bit of a tie to some pre-existing folklore and fantasy, but it's not a strong tie, and it's completely made up on my own end. So he'd be kind of a character that'd be fun to come back and kind of do more with, but I don't know. I don't know yet. Don't know if I will or not.
Yeah, cool. So what are you working on now? What's your latest project?
Latest project is going in a completely different direction than the Christmas demon, and it is a cozy fantasy about
Mm,
family of dwarves having to work to save their inn from imminent domain.
wow. That's domain, not demon.
Yes, domain, not demon. This is
Yeah. Yeah.
government government corruption and
Yeah.
evilness, not spiritual corruption and
Yeah.
evilness.
Yeah. Cool.
Although the two are somewhat related there, so yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. So it's like a fantasy, I take it? Cozy fantasy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's cozy fantasy, very low fantasy, not a lot of magic,
Yeah.
not a lot of stuff like that. It mostly the story revolves mostly around this dwarf family and their attempts to save the inn and what the cost of that
Yeah.
to their relationships to each other, to the community, and stuff like that. And it's still very much in the early drafting
Yeah.
process,
Right.
so it's still kind of evolving and forming itself.
Yeah. No, see, I like that concept. I don't know. I like the idea of throwing things into a fantasy world, like because always got the epic battles and the fantasy stuff, but then like, how about a story about just people that live in a fantasy land? Like that are just the everyday people. Why don't I've always loved the idea of a doing horror in a fantasy setting because some of those creatures are flipping horrific.
Oh
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah, definitely. Maybe one day I'll do something like that too. I like uh again, not really straight on horror author, but I kind of like writing the occasional scary story here and there,
yeah,
obviously. So that might be fun to try in a more
yeah.
fantastic setting.
I prefer creepy over like horror, scary, or whatever. I just a well-crafted, creepy story. I love
Mhm.
the movie A Quiet Place. That movie. I'd
Yes,
say
Quiet
that's
Place.
that's more
Yeah.
creepy than scary. It's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. That's if I had to, give a vibe for the type of horror that I write, it'd probably be more in line with like something like that.
yeah, cool. I just wish I didn't make so many of those movies. It's just like
Well,
it's like sometimes I'm like, just one movie would have been perfect. Just one. You don't need
the first
more.
one's great.
Yeah,
The second one,
it's okay.
the second one was okay. It was okay. I found the third one to be very boring.
Was that the day one?
Yeah,
It's like a prequel
yeah.
because I think they're doing a third
It
one, but
was
the last one was a prequel.
the third one was when they were like in the city and it was
Yeah,
like totally different characters trying to get out of the
yeah,
city or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I didn't watch that one, but apparently they're doing a third
I
one with
just
Emily Blunt.
yeah, I'll probably check that one out.
Which
But
I
yeah.
I totally respect her inserting herself into that movie because
Oh man.
she's married to John Krasinski, the director.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
he's looking at the
that's
script, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
I I mean, she's super talented,
Oh
so
yeah,
I don't really know if there's a role that she can't play. She's played
yeah.
all kinds of roles, so
And
it's kind of awesome that
she's got a speech impediment apparently, or a stutter or something. And she learned acting to get rid of that speech problem she had. That's cool.
no, I didn't know that.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. No,
Did not know that.
my brother-in-law's a diehard Emily Blunt fan. It's just like everything she's in, I want to watch it. But he hates Anne Hathaway, so that's funny. I mean, like that means you can't watch
That's funny.
the Devil Wears
Devil
Prada.
Wears Prada.
You can't watch that movie.
Yeah,
How do you do that? Ah! Yeah.
and that was the movie that kind of put wasn't that the movie that kind of put Emily Blunt on the map?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she'd been in stuff before, obviously, but
Yeah.
that kind
But
of
that's the one that explode. I was bummed that she, oh, what? Because John Krasinski was Mr. Fantastic in that, was it Strange, the second Doctor Strange or whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
everyone wanted Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman. You know,
yeah.
that she would have been
Well, they
great.
work
Like
well
she,
together.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, she would have been great. Um, cool. All right. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game. I don't know if you've heard of our story pitch game, but it's
don't think so.
it's basically you're going to pitch us a story with a certain amount of specific parameters. I'll bring up the picture first. It's the Christmas
Oh boy.
edition. Hey, everyone that
Uh,
says "Oh boy," like the last guy was the one we filmed last night. He was really nervous and he came out with some of the best stories. So you'll be surprised. Okay,
all
so the,
right,
the game is called Story Pitch. So there's a setting, there's a genre, there's a main character's profession, and there is a Christmas edition. When it's not Christmas, it's a crazy edition. It's something that kind of throws the spanner in the works. But basically, I can bring up a spinny wheel and you can take it to chance, but it's between 1 and 12, or you can give us random numbers. And each one will correlate to something on a graph, but it's up to you.
all right. So I could just give you some random numbers.
Yeah, between 1 and 12 for each category.
Okay, for setting, let's start out with an easy six.
Yeah, and your genre?
Genre, let's do one.
1. Okay. Your main character?
Main character, let's do seven.
7, and your Christmas edition.
11.
11. Oh, I think we got 11 last night, but we're going to find out. I'll bring up the graph. Okay, so graph number 1. Okay, so your setting, it's a small country town.
All right.
And your genre, I don't know if you can like this, it's a romance.
Oh boy.
Your main character, he's a rock star.
All right. Yeah.
And yeah, we had this one last night. Oh my gosh. Okay, so your Christmas edition is Santa holding a meeting to decide what to do with naughty steam train drivers, seeing as coal wouldn't necessarily be seen as a punishment.
All right. I think we got ourselves a Hallmark movie here.
Yeah, okay, so just to recap, it's a romance. It's set in a small town, a small country town. Your main character is a rock star, and it's got to have a meeting with Santa discussing what to do with naughty steam train drivers. Now, you don't have to answer the question to the steam train driver problem, but it just has to be happening.
Okay. All right. All right. So that's what I got to work with. And so I got to pitch like a story using those
Yep,
elements.
yep. Got to bring all those elements together to pitch us a story.
All right. All right. Well, let's just see. During this Santa meeting, right?
Hmm.
There is a elven woman who is bored and decides to leave and go on her own adventure.
Hmm.
So she goes to this small town where she runs into this washed up rock and roll star. And so they start slowly forming a relationship, but she starts making friends in the community and stuff like that. So she's like, I'm done being an elf for Santa. I want to live in the small town and just, have my peace and not be part of the Christmas commercialism madness and all that sort of thing. And so he's like, okay, yeah, you're cool, we're connecting and stuff like that, but I've got this last chance for greatness. I've got this last chance to have this comeback concert that'll just, put me on the map again. Uh, and he wants to take her with him, but she doesn't want to go back to the madness again. She doesn't want to go back to, big town, big problems, anything like that. She's happy in her small town, baking Christmas cookies and uh, doing what she does there. So, of course, he's like, well, I got to follow my dreams. I'm sorry. Know, I think I'm falling in love with you, but this obviously we're not compatible. This isn't going to work. So he goes up on stage and he's about to bring out the big dogs, his big hits from the past, and just reignite the audience again. But then something happens.
Hmm.
Maybe it's a note played on the piano. Maybe it's an image that flashes on the screen behind him. But something on that stage reminds him of her. And in that moment, all he wants is her again. He doesn't really want the big comeback. He doesn't really want all the money, all the fame, all that madness again. He just wants her. And so he walks off the stage. He walks off the stage and runs back to the small town and into the arms of that woman, the elf, and they live happily ever after.
See, the people that think they're going to be horrible at it craft the best stories. That is definitely a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going holiday edition, that's I got you a Hallmark movie right there.
That's amazing. Now comes round two because we have a second graph. So
Okay,
you can give us the same numbers and they'll be completely different, or you can give us new numbers.
let's do some new numbers.
Okay. What do you got for the setting?
All right, we'll do a 3 for the setting.
And the genre?
Let's do an 8.
Eight. What's your main character?
12.
12. Okay, and what's your Christmas edition?
4.
Or Oh, I love it. Okay, so your setting is a garage sale or a yard sale.
Okay.
Your genre is eight. It's an urban fantasy.
Oh,
Your main character is a politician who actually cares about people.
okay, okay.
And your Christmas edition is Sam and Dean Winchester building a nativity scene.
Okay. All right. So once again, doing another story pitch.
Yep. Pictures the story. An urban fantasy set at a yard sale with your main character is a politician who actually cares about people, and it needs to feature Sam and Dean Winchester building a nativity scene.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who Sam and Dean Winchester
Most
are.
people don't, but all you need to know is they're from Supernatural. Um, they hunt demons and ghosts and help people,
Oh,
and
so it's the
they're
main characters
brothers.
from Supernatural.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay. I vaguely
yeah.
no, I haven't seen the show, but I'm
We
aware
cho
of
we,
them.
we
Okay.
chose them because it's broad enough. If you don't know them, you can just go. They're two brothers that hunt demons. So
Okay. Okay. All
and
right.
drive around it in a parlor and listen to 70s rock music. So,
Okay. All right. So this one's a little less clear cut than the last one.
mm,
So, well, all of our characters that are at a yard sale. All right. And Sam and Dean are at this yard sale because it's a more of a tangential story element.
mm,
They're building this nativity set to kind of ward off some of the evil Christmas spirits like
mm.
Krampus
Yep.
that might be lurking nearby because this is urban fantasy. You just never know.
Yeah.
Um, and the politician, he's there because you know uh the town's fallen on some hard economic times, and so he heard about this yard sale, and so he wants to contribute. He wants everybody to be okay,
Hmm.
and he sees the brothers, and he's a little concerned because he's aware of their reputation. Their reputation precedes them,
Hmm.
so there's some concern there, and so because this guy cares so much, he decides to stop and help them build the nativity set, and just in time too, because some Krampus-like mischief is hovering nearby and is trying to get through. But because they built this nativity set, it acts as a ward around the house, and they're able to fend off the house. And the politician again just sees this family suffering under this hard economic time that everyone is in, and so much like the story of the Christmas Carol, he decides to go out, buy a Christmas turkey, and give them a memorable Christmas morning.
A beautiful Hallmark movie. There you go. With I just love that it's Sam and Dean are building a nativity scene to ward off. You're the first one to give us a reason as to why they're building a nativity scene.
I mean, they got to be doing it for their demon hunting purposes, so it just
Yes,
makes sense.
that's amazing. Now we'll tell you now. What we're starting to do now is we're starting to collect crazy editions from all our guests. But so don't tell us now. Have a think. But when we finish recording, I'll get you to tell us a crazy edition, and we'll add it to the list. And that way, all the wonderful indie authors can contribute to the game that is called Story Pitch.
Awesome.
But for now, thank you for joining us. It went fast, but as we do on all the podcasts and all the Bearded Book Beast and Bald and Balding, tell us where our listeners can buy your stuff, stay up to date with what you're doing, and plug whatever you want to plug. The floor's yours.
Yeah, for sure. Virtual Rebel has been published wide, which means it's available online wherever books are sold. So Amazon, Barnes and Noble online, Smashwords, all that good stuff. The Christmas Demon is exclusive to Amazon, which also means that you can read it on Kindle Unlimited if you want to. And those are the only two books I have out right now. But again, like I said, more to come there. My links, I have a link tree, which I think you guys might have, so you can find all my relevant stuff there. I'm on Substack, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those good places. So, and all that you can find on my link tree.
Excellent. Well, guys, I'll put all the links down in the show notes, so please check that out. Please go buy a copy of The Christmas Demon and read it to small children. No, I'm kidding. Have a read. It sounds fantastic. I'm definitely going to read it. If not this Christmas, next Christmas, or Christmas in July, when it's actually winter in Australia. Not.
Oh yeah. Because you guys have to be special and be the opposite of us.
Yeah. No, let's just say we see a lot of Santas in shorts.
That's awesome.
So that's Australia for us. And apparently our sleighs get pulled by kangaroos. So, there's a million jokes about that. But,
work with what you got. Makes sense.
That's it. So guys, if you want to reach out, thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com, reach out on the socials. Check out our sponsors, Rebecca Castles and Martin Kearns. And until next time, keep supporting those indie authors, and we will catch you on the next episode.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Stories Podcast.
In you are round two.